to Friday Fish Facts. I'm your host, Ron DeSantis. We've got Barry here, who's a member of the Vancouver Aquatic Hobbyists Society. He's got 35 tanks in here. How many fish do you think you got, Barry?
Thousands.
Thousands of fish. We're going to take a tour. Come on in. So how many vampire plecos you got in there?
I think there's 5 or 6. I sold 3 of them. Two or three of them.
And you said you got about 40 clown loaches in here?
40 or 50.
40 or 50? That's a big guy right there. That one?
No, that's nothing compared to
You got some bigger ones in there? Get some good sized rainbows in there. The reds, the Bosemani. Some precox. So this is a 240 gallon.
Yeah.
Some blood parrots.
Yeah, I sold a whole bunch of those too. A friend of mine wanted them.
Wow. You got a lot of Africans in here, Barry. A couple tanks full. What's in this one here?
Labs, peacocks, some assorted labs. This basically my, what do you call it? Not junkfish, but
So this
common fish, my common Africans.
common?
Yeah, my common Africans that basically,
So you sell these?
well, yes and no.
Yeah.
Basically, I had them for a while there, and like I said, originally just gonna kill them off to go to another species to go in there. A lot of offsprings are down there.
Oh yeah, down there. Yeah.
Which I do sell them. Like I said, I haven't really advertised any of those for sale or nothing like that. So
Right.
just accumulating a bunch of Africans there.
What do you got in this one here?
That tank, those are Bernies, river Congo fish.
Mm-hmm.
3 batches that originally came from the States. With some Sultan plecos are in there. And
Oh, you got the Sultan plecos?
yeah, they're probably behind the log.
Oh, there's one there down there. I don't know if we'll get it. You can see his tail kicking around.
Yeah, there's a few assorted plecos in this tank.
I don't notice too many live bears in the fish room, but you've got some endlers in here.
Oh, and
All endlers. Crystal red shrimp. Yeah. A nice bulbitis in the middle. Anubias on the side here. But you said you're not a plant guy, eh?
I'm not a plant guy. It's the only tank I have with plants. Live plants.
Well, it's nice. It looks nice.
I don't do anything to this tank. Basically, just
That's
water
good.
change once a month, and that's it. Pretty low maintenance.
Yeah. How do you do your water changes?
I got 3 tank containers. I think it's like 600 gallons of water.
Yeah.
Pre-filter it. Basically, all the water goes out. Water gets pumped in. So.
How long does it take you to do water change?
All right,
That's not bad.
No.
At all.
I got 3 pumps running, so 2 pumps running out and 1 pump filled.
How often you do
I just did it yesterday and flooded my garage. Yeah, so, yeah, once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah.
About what, 25, 30, 50%?
Certain tanks, 50%, most of them around 25%.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. This one we can't really do too much about the reflection. Excuse the reflection. But Barry, what do we got here? Mostly males?
Mostly
this
males in
240?
there, assorted Africans, mostly Lonacaras. The catfish you see in there are Decoris. I did there's like 16 of them in there.
16 of these guys are big. Those Decoras.
Possibly my Fantosas. I got some Moba Fantosas in that 240. Also,
Okay.
I'm going to mention.
Yeah. Now this is what brought us to you. Now we're going to do the next little segment is the petricolas. So you were saying you bred 10,000 petricolas in your life, you think?
Oh, probably.
So if you're buying petricolas in the Vancouver area, whether it's the auction store, they came from Barry. So Barry's got a bunch of tanks. We're going to go through them, go through his petricola process.
They're all adults. They're mostly adults in here, or juvies. They're probably 2 inch plus in here.
Yeah.
This tank's a little older than the tank beside it. But usually people who want adult breeders usually come out of this tank.
They're not breeding in here because
I'm pretty sure they are, but
they're burying it in the sand.
Yeah, I'm not about to start picking out this tank. I got one tank going already, so that's enough for me. So for me to pull them out of this tank and that other tank, it's like, what am I going to do with all this? I could probably use it for sushi.
Okay.
I just have way too many then at that point.
And then the one right over beside you here. How big's this tank?
This is the 110.
110?
No, this is 130.
That's the 110 beside
that's
it?
110. Yeah.
So then there you've got more jimmies down here, right?
Yes. These are more 1.5 to 2.5 inches.
Okay.
Maybe a few adults.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So this is the original fish room, and then it went moved into the garage.
This was the original fish room when we moved to this house 20 years ago. My other house had pretty much a garage full. We downsized, thinking that we'll park the truck in here, but unfortunately that's not the case. So we just expanded like I wanted. So.
All right. Well, let's go in and see the original part. Okay, so it's a little loud in here just because Barry's got his pump right up here for all of his sponge filters. This is Barry's main breeding tank for his petricolas, and Barry's going to tell us the secrets.
Okay, there's probably about 100 breeders in here. It's in the 75 gallons. I got two basically glass containers with marbles in the pot, and basically they're egg scatterers, so they'll scatter their eggs in there. This morning I just pulled the fries out of the bowls this morning, and they're in this small tank right here at this point. As you can see, there's still some eggs there that hasn't hatched yet, but there's probably about 150 fries in that tank.
So you mostly pull them when they're fried, not eggs?
Every week. Depends on what stage you're at, because they're breeding constantly. By tomorrow, I could probably pull it again, and you can probably find some eggs in there. So,
really?
But these guys here are about 2 weeks old, maybe 3 weeks.
And what do you feed these guys to get them breeding?
I give them assortment. I like NLS. I've tried some different foods.
NLS is New Life Spectrum.
New Life Spectrum. Give them bloodworms. I have these shrimp. It's like
The freeze-dried ones?
it's not actually. It's powder form.
Oh yeah.
But I basically converted it into an ice cube. I rinse it out. I throw it in there, and you just go crazy over it. I don't know I bought it from a friend way back when in a bucket, and I forget the name of it. But I got maybe $2 left of this stuff, and all these fish, they just go crazy over this stuff. And
Cool.
doesn't pollute the water either. So once you rinse them out.
And you feed these freshly hatched live baby brine?
Yes.
So I think next we're going to go look at Barry's baby brine system.
Hatch brine shrimp every day. This one I got some eggs in it, but this one here from yesterday. Basically, once they hatch 24 hours, it's basically sectioned through this homemade pop bottle, the little cap there. Strain it out once they shrunk to the bottom, and feed the fries. Cory's tetra, just basically a tank that
You've got 8.
L333s are in there, some just a sort of plecos and some super reds.
Oh, you got the super reds in there too?
You can see them or not. I mean, they're somewhere.
I see a few L33s. 3. I see one there, one in the wood, one over on the side.
This, I think I got one batch in there because I haven't really pulled anything out to see. Just basically leave them alone. And
Cool. Let's jump up to the tank above it, because this one is, I wasn't expecting this, a tank full of puffers. What kind of puffers you got in here?
these are Fahakas. I know they're supposed to be by themselves, but I think I got about 16 of these guys in there.
And what do you feed them?
Prawns, frozen prawns, scallops, octopus.
That keeps their beaks trimmed.
They're pretty active, yeah. I had 2 larger ones, bigger than the biggest one in here, but for some reason the little ones, they tend to attack the big ones. And
Really?
yeah, so I kind of lost those two. But yeah, the little ones seem to be more nasty than the big one. They usually bite the underbelly and they cling on, like they won't let go.
Really?
I have to put the net in there a few times just to separate
Break
them.
it up?
Yeah.
Cool.
Eventually these guys will be singled out.
And they'll have their own tanks?
Yes, I got a tank at my mom's house. It's a 90-gallon Plex quarter tank.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put a couple of those in there and let them go up there.
Cool. And then what do you got in the tank right behind?
This one here is my
that one.
skirbis. I know the water's a little dirty.
Skirbis? Are you breeding those?
They are being conditioned to breed, but lately they haven't been, so I'm going to probably move into this tank here with the plecos.
More bristle nose in there. So
Yeah.
you breed the bristle nose?
Just recently, I stopped for a while there. I pulled these guys out of the 240 there. I threw them in. You can see there's a few batches of babies in there already. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, these guys been here for maybe 2 weeks. I put them in here.
Cool. So you've got super red, regular bristle nose, albino, L33s,
Sultans.
264. That's the Sultan. The vampire plecos. I'm a pleco guy. You got some great plecos. And then we got one more tank down here.
You got this one here. You might have to film on the lower side because these are my datnoids. You probably see them from this level here. Maybe coming out this way. I got no light in this tank. They don't like light, these guys.
Okay.
And these are datnoids. I think there's 14 or 15 of these guys in there.
I've seen a lot of these lately on like our local like Facebook pages.
Oh, really?
The hobbyists of BC and all that. That noise or something.
Yeah. Eventually, might put a puffer in there, but
Yeah.
usually these guys are way too fast for the puffers to really come through.
So New Life Spectrum, that's your food of choice. Pellets mostly. You got some flakes.
Yeah.
And you buy in bulk like once a year or
By
something?
the buckets, I buy them, I buy the 5-pound buckets. Gave away all the blue buckets already, trying to get rid of the buckets here. But, yeah, no, I like New Life. It's good stuff. The other one there called
North Fin?
North Fin. I tried it. It's good. I feed it to my datnoids. But NLS is what I like.
Yeah, right on.
That's the old way of doing it, but yeah.
So
but
how long you been fish keeping? So since you're 4.
59, so 55 years.
55 years of fish keeping.
I've always had a fish tank.
Wow. That is awesome.
The food I feed the puffers, the octopus, prawns, throw the whole prawn in their shell and all, scallops. I don't know if you want to stand over here and look at it, but it's going to sink.
This is like so Barry's got like a powdered brine shrimp that he puts coral in so it sinks and freezes it. Those clownroaches, I better get an attack it. 55 years of fish keeping experience. I guess that's how you figure out little things like this, eh?
Well, little things like everybody has their own way of doing things. My belief is there's really no right or wrong way. Everybody seems to have their own things that they believe. As long as the fish are healthy and alive,
Yeah.
you know what? There are certain guidelines you can go by, but I'm more or less safe.
Do you have any tip for a new fish keeper?
Be patient.
Yeah. That's a good tip.
Some guys, they overthink certain things, and sometimes when you overthink it, it's actually not as good as opposed to just let things be sometimes. Like as long as like if the water parameters are in this general area, fish will thrive.
Yeah.
And usually local bred fish, they adapt to our waters.
Yeah, I prefer to buy locally than
So
something imported.
If you bring something in the wild, that's different ballgame.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're used to their water.
Yeah.
But if you buy from locally, from breeders, like my petricolas, they'll go in community tanks, they'll go in African tanks, they go in many tanks.
I've had some of Barry's petricolas for 3 years, and they're still thriving.
Yeah. So, yeah. our waters are pretty good here, so
Yeah.
really not an issue here.
So Barry's got his own YouTube channel called Thecypho. I'll put a link in the description below. Check out Barry's YouTube channel. Barry, very impressive. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, it's been great meeting you
Thanks.
guys.
Join me next week for another edition of Friday Fish Facts.